The wind howls like a hungry wolf, tearing at my furs and biting at any exposed skin. Icicles hang from my beard, and my breath rises in ghostly plumes before me. The frozen wasteland stretches out before me, an endless expanse of jagged ice cliffs and frozen waterfalls. The sun, a pale ghost in the sky, offers no warmth. It's been days since I last saw a living creature, and my stomach growls in protest. But I must press on. My village, my family, they depend on me. I finally spot a flicker of movement in the distance, a snow hare, its white fur blending seamlessly with the landscape. I raise my bow, my fingers numb with cold, and take aim. The arrow flies, finding its mark. It's not much, but it's something. I return to the village, my heart heavy with the knowledge that this meager offering won't be enough. The faces of my people, etched with hunger and despair, are a constant reminder of our plight. The winter, Valeria's eternal winter, has held us in its icy grip for far too long. I share my catch with an elderly woman, her hands shaking as she accepts the meager offering. Her eyes, though filled with gratitude, hold a deep sadness, a reflection of the encroaching cold that threatens to consume us all. The old storyteller, his voice raspy and weak, beckons me closer. His breath comes in ragged gasps, his body succumbing to the relentless cold. He speaks of a legend, a tale of a hero who once wielded a blade forged from the shadows themselves, the Shadowforged Blade, a weapon capable of breaking Valeria's hold on our land, of bringing an end to the eternal winter. He tells me that I am a descendant of this hero, a man named Kale, that the blood of the north wind flows through my veins. And then, with trembling hands, he presents me with a fragment of an ancient map, etched onto a piece of preserved mammoth hide. This map, he says, will lead me to the Shadowforged Blade. His words ignite a spark of hope within me, a flicker of defiance against the despair that threatens to consume us all. But as I look at the map, I can't help but feel the weight of responsibility settling upon my shoulders. The villagers gather around me, their eyes filled with a mixture of hope and fear. They know what this quest means, the dangers I will face, but they also know that it is our only chance. My family, my heart aches as I look at them. My wife, her face etched with worry, and my young son, his eyes wide with a mixture of fear and admiration. I promise them that I will return, that I will bring back the warmth of spring. But even as I say the words, I know that there's a chance I may never see them again. With a heavy heart, I bid farewell to my loved ones and set out on my journey. The wind howls at my back, urging me forward, while the worried faces of my villagers remain etched in my memory. The blizzard strikes with a fury I've never seen before. The wind screams, the snow blinds, and the world becomes a swirling vortex of white. I stumble through the blinding snow, my senses overwhelmed, my body nearing exhaustion. Just as I feel my strength failing, I spot a dark opening in the ice. A cave. I crawl inside, seeking shelter from the storm's wrath. As my eyes adjust to the darkness, I notice strange runes carved into the cave walls. They speak of the Shadowforged Blade, confirming the truth of the old storyteller's tale. And within those runes, I find the first clue to the blade's location. The blizzard rages outside, but within the cave, a spark of hope ignites within me. The journey ahead will be perilous, but I am no longer just a hunter. I am the descendant of Kale, the bearer of his legacy, and the last hope of my people. The blizzard has subsided, leaving behind an eerie silence that amplifies the crunch of my boots on the frozen ground. The map, clutched tightly in my gloved hand, guides me through treacherous terrain, ice-covered valleys, treacherous crevasses, and wind-swept plateaus. The sun, a pale disk in the unforgiving sky, offers little warmth. My breath freezes in the air, forming tiny ice crystals that cling to my beard. Suddenly, a chilling howl pierces the silence. From the swirling snowdrifts emerge a pack of frost wolves, their eyes glowing with an icy fire. They circle me, their predatory instincts aroused by the scent of a lone traveler. I grip my spear, my heart pounding in my chest. The wolves lunge, their fangs bared, their movements swift and deadly. I parry their attacks, using the terrain to my advantage. I leap across a narrow chasm, narrowly evading their snapping jaws. I climb a sheer ice wall, my fingers digging into the frozen surface as the wolves snarl in frustration below. After what seems like an eternity, I manage to outmaneuver the pack, leaving them howling in the distance. Exhausted, but alive, I continue my journey. The encounter a stark reminder of the dangers that lurk in this frozen wasteland. The map leads me to a vast frozen lake, its surface shimmering like 1,000 diamonds under the pale sun. But something stirs beneath the ice, a colossal form that sends tremors through the ground. An ice golem, its body formed from the very essence of the frozen lake, rises from the depths. Its eyes, glowing orbs of glacial blue, fix upon me with chilling intensity. The golem attacks, its massive fists shattering the ice with earth-shattering force. I dodge its blows, my agility my only defense against its brute strength. I realize that I cannot defeat this creature with brute force alone. I need to use my wits, my knowledge of the environment. I lure the golem towards a steep ice cliff, its massive form cracking the ice beneath its feet. With a desperate leap, I reach the safety of the cliff edge just as the ice gives way. The golem crashes into the chasm below, triggering an avalanche that engulfs the creature in a torrent of snow and ice. The avalanche subsides, revealing a hidden chamber within the frozen lake. I cautiously enter, my heart pounding with anticipation. The chamber is filled with the remnants of Kale's past, his journal, his broken sword, and a vision of his final battle against Valeria's forces. I see Kale, a warrior of unmatched skill and courage, wielding the Shadowforged Blade with deadly grace. But I also see the toll that the battle took on him, the burden of leadership, the weight of his people's hopes. I feel a connection to this man, my ancestor, a shared sense of duty, and a burning desire to protect those I love. I pore over Kale's journal, deciphering the ancient runes, searching for clues to the location of the Shadowforged Blade. Finally, I stumble upon a cryptic passage. The blade lies not within a place, but within a heart of ice. A heart of ice? What could it mean? Is it a riddle? A metaphor? I realize that the quest for the Shadowforged Blade is not just a physical journey, but an internal one. I must confront my own fears, my own doubts, and find the strength within myself to overcome the despair that threatens to consume me. As I emerge from the hidden chamber, I am ambushed by Valeria's ice warriors. They surround me, their spears pointed at my heart. Resistance is futile. I am taken prisoner and brought before the Ice Queen herself, Valeria. Her beauty, as cold and unforgiving as the winter she commands, sits upon her throne of ice. She taunts me with visions of my village succumbing to the cold, my family perishing in the icy grip of her eternal winter. She tries to break my spirit, to make me succumb to despair, but I refuse to give in. I remember the faces of my people, the warmth of my family's love, the hope that still flickers within my heart. I will not let Valeria win. I will find the Shadowforged Blade, and I will break her hold on my land. The Ice Palace is a place of chilling beauty, a labyrinth of crystalline corridors and frozen chambers. The air is heavy with the scent of frost, and the silence is broken only by the echoing drip of melting ice. I am imprisoned in a cell of solid ice, the walls shimmering with an ethereal light. The cold seeps into my bones, numbing my senses, but it is the despair that truly chills me. Valeria's words echo in my mind, her visions of my village succumbing to the cold, my family perishing in the icy grip of her eternal winter. Doubt gnaws at me, whispering insidious lies. Can I truly find the Shadowforged Blade? Can I defeat Valeria and break her hold on my land? I close my eyes, seeking refuge in memories of my village. I see the warm glow of the hearth fire, the laughter of children playing in the snow, the faces of my loved ones, their eyes filled with hope. I remember the stories of the elders, tales of a time before the eternal winter, a time of warmth and abundance. These memories are my lifeline, my anchor in the sea of despair. They remind me of what I am fighting for, of the future I must reclaim for my people. I cling to these memories, drawing strength from them, refusing to let the cold extinguish the flame of hope within me. A figure emerges from the shadows, an ice warrior, his face etched with a weariness that mirrors my own. He approaches my cell, his eyes filled with a flicker of defiance. He speaks in hushed tones, revealing his disillusionment with Valeria's reign, his longing for an end to the eternal winter. With a swift movement, he unlocks my cell, handing me a crudely fashioned ice pick. "Escape," he urges, "while you still can." I hesitate, surprised by his unexpected act of kindness. But there is no time to question his motives. I take the ice pick and follow him through the labyrinthine corridors of the ice palace, my heart pounding with a mixture of hope and fear. As we navigate the treacherous passages, I realize that the heart of ice is not a place, but a state of being. It is the despair that Valeria embodies, the coldness that she seeks to spread throughout the land. The Shadowforged Blade, I understand, can only be wielded by someone who has overcome this despair, someone who embodies the warmth of hope and the fire of resilience. I must confront my own inner coldness, the doubts and fears that threaten to consume me. I must embrace the hope of my people, the love of my family, the fire that burns within my soul. Only then can I unlock the true power of the Shadowforged Blade. We emerge from the ice palace into a vast, frozen wasteland, a desolate expanse that stretches as far as the eye can see. The wind howls, the snow swirls, and the cold bites with a ferocity that threatens to extinguish the last embers of hope within me. But then, I remember the faces of my people, their eyes filled with trust and expectation. I remember the warmth of my family's embrace, the laughter of my son, the love of my wife. I remember the stories of the elders, tales of a time before the eternal winter, a time of warmth and abundance. And within me, a fire ignites, a burning resolve that melts the ice around me. I raise my hands to the sky, and the Shadowforged Blade appears, not forged anew, but revealed from within the ice itself, responding to the fire within my soul. The blade is more than just a weapon. It is a symbol of hope, a beacon of defiance against the despair that has gripped my land. I grip the hilt, feeling its power surge through me, and I know that I am ready to face Valeria. I stand before Valeria, the shadow-forged blade gleaming in my hand. The blade hums with a power that seems to resonate with the very essence of the Northwind, its icy surface radiating an inner warmth that defies the surrounding cold. Valeria's eyes widen in surprise, a flicker of fear momentarily disrupting her icy composure. You found it," she whispers, her voice laced with disbelief. "I did," I reply, my voice ringing with newfound confidence. "And I will use it to break your hold on my land, to bring an end to this eternal winter." Valeria raises her hand, summoning a blizzard of icy shards that swirl around her like a vortex of frozen fury. I charge forward, the shadow-forged blade cutting through the icy projectiles with ease. The blade sings as it cleaves the air, each swing leaving a trail of warmth in its wake. The battle rages, a clash of opposing forces, the cold despair of Valeria against the burning hope that now surges through me. The ice palace groans and cracks under the strain of our conflict, its once pristine beauty marred by the scars of our struggle. I parry Valeria's attacks, my movements guided by the Northwind's fury. The Shadowforged Blade not only cuts through her magic but seems to absorb it, converting her icy blasts into bursts of warmth that melt the surrounding ice. The palace begins to thaw, Water cascading down its walls, the frozen heart of Valeria's domain slowly succumbing to the warmth of hope. With a final, desperate attack, Valeria lunges at me, her icy spear aimed at my heart. I deflect the blow, the Shadowforged Blade shattering her spear into 1,000 icy fragments. I see my opening. I strike, not at Valeria herself, but at a shimmering, heart-shaped crystal embedded in the ice throne. It pulses with an eerie blue light, the source of her power. The crystal shatters, releasing a wave of energy that sends me reeling. Valeria cries out in anguish as her power wanes, her icy form flickering like a dying flame. The blizzard subsides, the swirling snow settling to reveal a palace transformed. Water flows freely, icicles melt, and the air fills with the sound of dripping water, a symphony of rebirth. Valeria collapses, her icy form melting into a pool of water. But there is no triumph in my heart, only a sense of pity. I see in her defeat not the end of an enemy, but the release of a prisoner, trapped within her own frozen heart. I return to my village, the Shadowforged Blade held aloft. The villagers erupt in cheers, their faces radiant with joy. The winter's grip loosens, the snow begins to melt, and the first green shoots emerge from the thawing ground. Spring has returned to the land. I embrace my family, the warmth of their love a balm to my weary soul. My son touches the Shadowforged Blade, his eyes wide with wonder. I look out at the faces of my people, their smiles a testament to the enduring power of hope. The Shadowforged Blade, a symbol of that hope, will forever be a reminder of the day the North Wind's fury melted the heart of ice and brought spring back to the land.